Now my mic is on. I hate when I do that. Basically, what I was saying was that I was saying sorry for the little delay because the I guess my stream key changed on YouTube, and I had to update it on Streamlabs OBS so that it would actually talk, and actually stream, because I was hitting to go live and nothing was happening. So yeah, so I got that fixed pretty quick, and yeah. So what's up, Savages? Hope everyone's doing well. I am doing pretty good. A little exhausted. I really had a lot planned for tonight, and I was going to do like a review or like an overview of the current status of the top 10, and I was researching all of them, and it's overwhelming. It's just too much. So I changed it to the top 5. So that's what we're going to talk about, just the top 5 GPU-Mineable projects that I like to keep a close eye on. That doesn't mean I'm actually mining all of them. I'm mining some, but not all of them. I just kind of figured that this would be kind of fun, to kind of go over update the projects that I've covered basically over the course of my channel being, active. And I think it'll be kind of cool to do that. Just let you know what I'm watching, and it'll also, if we do this weekly, it'll also hold me accountable, and maybe we can cover like the other 5 next week or something, or the bottom 5. Now, these aren't really in order of what I think about the projects. They're just kind of the order that I thought about them whenever I was writing them down. So don't think that it's literally like 1 through 5. Maybe at some point I'll change it to something like that, but right now it's just kind of the top 5 that came to mind whenever I was writing down the top 5. So anyway, let's check it out. So right off the bat, let me bring up the top 10. This is what it looks like. And like I was saying, we're really only going to talk about the top 5. Aeon, Ravencoin, SWAT, Zcash, and Conceal. It's just going to be a real quick little overview and maybe look at what's going on with the projects, as a whole. I think it'll be kind of neat to do it like this. So let's get to it. Let me clean this up a little bit here. All right, so the first one is Aeon, of course. Probably one of my most favorite projects. And let me get over here. I'm like totally winging this, guys, so just give me a second. All right, so let's look at them on Messari. This is what they look like currently. Aeon is the goal of Aeon is to create an integrated Web 3.0 network that connects public and private blockchains together using bridges that transfer arbitrary data, value, or logic between all the participants. And I mean, if you look at their chart, good grief, I mean, their all-time high was like $10, and they're at like 9 cents right now. So, they're down a lot over the year. I hope that things start picking up and they actually start getting more interest as far as trading the actual Aeon token or the coin. So we'll see how that works out. They're super busy. They stay busy. Right now they have, as far as the latest Aeon news, they have Unity, which is a hybrid proof of work, proof of stake consensus protocol, and that's scheduled for, I think, a late 2019 release, if I'm not mistaken. So that is something that they are definitely working on, and that operates in a permissionless manner. Nothing's going to change as far as how the blocks are validated. Still going to be proof of work, mining, and things like that. They're just basically adding a staking option to the ecosystem is the way to kind of look at it. And this was part of their roadmap and all that stuff. Let me go to an article here, blog entry here for Unity. And this is just talking about the Unity protocol, or Unity proof of work, or I'm sorry, good grief, hybrid consensus protocol called Unity. Like I was saying, it's going to be released at the end of the year, I believe. So there's a Unity paper, and it talks about what it's going to do and how it's going to work. It's fairly complicated. It's something that if you're interested in this project, you would definitely want to take a look at it. Some other things that they have going on as far as Aon as a whole, not necessarily just about Unity, but they established an art team, or an R team. It was probably already established, but they just kind of have been promoting it lately. It's the Aon Research and Roadmap team, and it's just a team that analyzes and researches the industry as a whole to see where things are going, and if warranted, they'll integrate those changes, whatever it is, into the roadmap for Aon. So it's like it sounds like it is a team of folks just kind of keeping their finger on the pulse of the industry. And then if needed, they'll modify the roadmap for Aon if warranted. So I think that's kind of cool. Another thing that they came out with recently was the Aon Virtual Machine, AVM, and that runs Java code on the blockchain, allowing hundreds of thousands of Java developers to now build apps, DApps, distributed apps, on using a programming language that they already know. And the templates are there are templates currently being developed by Aon. I thought this was really cool for the smart contracts to easily onboard the devs with the usability right out of the gate. So it sounds like they're building things to make it a little bit easier for to onboard new developers, basically is the way it sounds. Basically giving them a way of creating a smart contract fairly easily. Aon also released their fourth financial report. They're one of the only projects that I know of that releases timely reports, showing all of their financials and things like that. I think that is important, and they're fairly transparent in that regard. So that's definitely a bonus to me. I like that standpoint. This was a little bit about the Aon Virtual Machine. And another cool thing about Aon is they're actually adding people to their team. Their team is growing. So, whenever you see and hear things like that, that's actually a good sign. I just wish that, there's a lot of wishing in crypto, or you're not allowed to wish in crypto, but I would hope that, this is going to pay off in the future with some more interest in the project as far as the actual coin goes on exchanges, so that the price and value can go up a little bit, because it's basically near an all-time low. Let's go over here and look at, it's the Equihash 2109. Let's see what they're actually listed at up here, see if they show up on the what to mine here. And they do. They're down there at, I don't know what level, but a 6 GPU 10 series rig gets about $1.23 a day after electric costs in my area anyway. I think mine's calculated at 10 cents per kilowatt hour. So at least they're somewhat profitable. And again, I don't know, all the viewers here have probably been watching me for a while, but that this means absolutely nothing, right? This only means whatever you're looking at here if you're trading that coin and that crypto right away today after you mine it, right? That's the only thing that if you're interested in a project and you believe in it and you want to throw your hash power at it, then do it, and don't necessarily worry about what to mine says, because it doesn't matter if you're not trading that crypto in. If you're going for strictly profit, then that's another thing. But if you're mining and holding like a lot of us are, then especially small hobby miners, and not necessarily like businesses, if you don't have an overhead, then why are you worried about what this number is over here. It really doesn't matter because you're hoping that you're mining swap or you're mining Bitcash for it to go up in the future. And maybe at a future time, maybe trade it in for some mad gains, right? So yeah, so I kind of hate even showing what to mine because it really doesn't even make any sense to me, to be honest. I mean, the website's good, but as far as what it's for, if you're not trading it in, then it really doesn't matter. So I don't know. I'm going to get off on a rant because I've been drinking a little bit of Fireball, so I'm good to go right now. All right, so that's pretty much it for Aeon. What else was I going to do here? I was going to show. We can show hash rate and stuff like that real quick. Like, let's show some pools. What's going on? Might have to remind me to go, through these steps for each of the 5 projects because I'll probably forget. But it looks like aeonpool.tech has about 55% of the hash rate, 214 miners, and keep in mind that this number right here is basically how many addresses are being mined to, and it can be tricky because if you've got a huge miner that has hundreds of 1080 Ti's or 2080 Ti's or whatever, and they're mining to one address, then this number can be a little bit inaccurate, right? So, depending on the amount of hash rate and then how many addresses and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind as you're looking at this. So it looks like aeonmine.org is number 2, 123. A lot of blocks for aeonpool.tech. Like to see that. I know those guys over there. I don't know if anybody's in the chat here. I'm not even watching the chat. What's going on, guys? What's up, Bitcoin Jake? What's up, Billy B? What's up, Abby? No light cash on this list just yet. Maybe at some point. I haven't even looked at that project too much. I keep getting hit on Twitter about it, so we'll see. If you keep bugging me, maybe I'll get it on there. Yeah, it's kind of hard to change my list actually. It's just the way that it goes. I don't like to switch it around too much. I like to stay on something for a while before I move on to something else. It has to be a real reason to move on, All right, so that is the pools and hash rate and things like that. Let's see here. I think that's it. Yeah, I think we can move on to the next one. The next one is Ravencoin. Let me go through some steps here so I can get this down. I'm going to go to their website first, so we can look at this while I talk about it. And Ravencoin is a purpose-built Bitcoin code fork that is focused on the easy and simple creation and transfer of tokenized assets from one user to another. That is their primary focus. And currently there are over 20,000 assets that are created. The number, was really, it was increasing quickly at first, and now it's kind of leveled off a little bit. It's hanging around the 20K mark. Obviously, I don't think you could probably burn the assets, I guess, to actually decrease the number, but I don't really see the number decreasing. So, Ravencoins have been around a while. They came out in 2018 in January 3rd. And one of my first mining, efforts, basically, was Ravencoin. Let's go to Masari for them. So they're hanging around 4 cents. They're up a little bit today. They kind of are all over the place as far as value in USD. They are up 85% on the year, or over the past year. I want to say that they dropped down to, and they were at 2 cents, I think, at the end of last year. Somewhere around here. I don't know. Maybe not. But I thought they were down to 2 cents. not sure. This looks backwards to me. All right. Anyway, it might be. Let's look at. I'm kind of new to Masari, so I might be looking at this the wrong way. Close some of this stuff up here. We'll go to Old Faithful Coin Market Cap. Look at Raven real quick. Yeah, see, it looks totally different to me. Yeah, they were actually down to 1 cent. So they made some pretty good progress here. You know, kind of up and down, but they, you know, large market cap, all that stuff. They're ranked 41. I can see them top 10 pretty easily, top 15, definitely top 20. But yeah, one of my favorite projects for sure. I've done a lot of videos on them, so check them out if you get a moment. One of the companies that's building on Ravencoin is this is just like general news that's going on with the projects, which is kind of the focus of this of this stream here. One of the companies that build on Ravencoin is Vincent Winery, and they were actually recently featured in a Forbes article, which I thought was kind of cool. They are a winery, and they're basically selling wine that's still in the barrels, right? So it's almost like a futures market, and they're using Ravencoin asset layer in order to do this. Now, one thing I did notice, and I'm not sure why, but in this article, they never mentioned Ravencoin. So I don't know, I didn't read word for word, but I did do a search, and there was no Ravencoin on this page. So I don't know why they wouldn't mention it. Maybe just the person writing the article didn't, you know, think that it was of interest or anything. But of course, if you're interested in the project and you know that it's riding on top of Ravencoin to do what they're talking about in the article, you know, and you've mined it and you hold in a bag of it, you know, you would kind of want it to be mentioned in the article, and it's not. So anyway, it is good to see. It is a project that is using Ravencoin, so I thought that was kind of neat. Also, they are available now. Ravencoin is now available on ChangeNow, and that is one of those websites for exchanging crypto to crypto with, let's see here, basically swapping crypto to crypto, you know, free of custody is what they're, you know, fast crypto swaps free of custody. Now, here's the thing though. You can see that I'm in the US and I'm getting to this website here. But if you go to their terms of use and you go down here to, I think it's number 10. Prohibited jurisdictions. We are lumped in with North Korea, Sudan, Syria, and the United States of America. So we can't use it. But it's still a cool addition, you know, letting people overseas use this service. There's also a service called Change Angel that is similar, I believe. And they also have Raven on there. And I don't know if they had that same terms of conditions or not. I don't know. I think you can use Change Angel in the US. I don't know for sure. I would check on that though. So another cool thing that Raven is doing, they're working on, is tags and restricted assets. And I don't know a lot about it. I think I'm going to have to actually go to, let's see if I can find where that was at. I know it was a Twitter post. Let's see if we can find it. I don't know. Let's see here. I'll just Google it. Give me a second. I will find it because I kind of want to show you the little the Twitter post about it. It's basically just another way of doing. Oh, actually, here, this is good. This is an article by Tron Black, and this is talking about the tags and restricted assets. So it looks like I should have read this part because all I saw was a Twitter post about it. But it sounds like to me it's similar to having smart contracts or being able to run smart contracts type code on Ravencoin is what it sounds like to me. But I'm going to have to read this. We can get down here to the use cases here. Yeah, it starts with, so the two new Ravencoin token types. One starts with a $sign and represents a completely new token type, which is a restricted asset. And restricted assets only move to tagged addresses. Okay. The other starts with a hashtag and is a tag. Tag tokens can only be transferred by the issuer. Yeah, I remember there was some specifications for each type, and there's reasons behind them. Tag tokens can be sent or revoked only by the tag issuer. Alright, so use cases. Subscription-based assets. Upon subscription, your address gets a tag. Okay, got it. So again, back to kind of like a gaming thing. Alright, so it moves only among these subscribers. Okay, so that's cool. It sounds like maybe it is you can burn it or get rid of it at a certain time, maybe in the future. And then the use case number 2, security token that complies with the regulatory